Thank you for joining us, and again a warm welcome. More than 2.5 million people in Burkina Faso are threatened by famine, a result of poor rainfall and pest attacks during the past season. Burkina Faso's Agriculture Minister Jacob Ouedraogo says the weather situation is leading to a food crisis in the country. According to him, around $146.6 million have been released to address the issue and fight against hunger in Burkina Faso.
Indeed, Jerry, and we can better understand the gravity of this situation with these figures. The agricultural sector in Burkina Faso is 35% of the GDP, a vital sector for the economy which employs 80% of the country's population.
Well,
And to better understand this, we get in touch with Issoufou Pogo, the Secretary General of the Farmers Confederation of Faso. Good morning, Mr. Issoufou. About 2.5 million Burkinabés threatened with starvation due to the cereal deficit. How did we get here? Indeed, we are in a more or less dramatic situation. The past rainy season had two major problems. The first big problem, we had a legionary caterpillar attack that had a big impact on the crop development. The second problem is that we have experienced more or less long pockets of droughts in several of our regions, which has also had a negative impact on productivity. We have other problems, such as attacks by grain-eating pests, which have also had an impact. But generally speaking, we have had problems with access to inputs, so that in our farms we do not have the quantities of inputs that we need to ensure good productivity. Now, 22 out of 45 provinces are affected by this phenomenon. Can we say that there's been negligence on the part of government and perhaps even you as the agricultural actors? That is true, because agriculture is experiencing structural problems. We know that we have rain-fed agriculture, and we are at times when, with the climate change, we are experiencing extreme occurrences that should not be neglected. So we had to look at what measures to take about that. Second, the problem of access to inputs is an old problem that agriculture producers have posed. But so far, the government has not proposed structural solutions to this problem. Thirdly, we have an agriculture that is still too manual. Access to equipment is a very big problem. Again, adequate solutions have not been proposed. We cannot say that we are surprised, not even the caterpillars, because we know that there are caterpillars in neighboring countries. Therefore, arrangements had to be made to be able to stockpile the products so that we can get a solution. And then the government has launched a response plan that requires billions of CFA francs. Given the current economic situation of the country, do you think this plan will be implemented quickly? We are really worried because we are counting on the dry season to reduce the deficit that was already foreseen with the bad rainy season. Unfortunately, there too, the productions did not live up to expectations. With the number of people affected and the need for funding to resolve them, we are very concerned about the government's ability to mobilize these resources. Because we are in a situation where we have seen several constraints. You know the security constraints in Burkina Faso? We have the social unrest at the level of workers who are demanding much more increases every day, at least in their pay. We are really concerned about the ability to really mobilize these resources. We would like to appeal to all government's technical and financial partners so that this problem can be resolved. Otherwise, the next campaign is going to be dramatic, because if we don't have food, I don't see how we're going to grow, even if it rains. And finally, have you, as the Farmers' Confederation, taken any measures to rectify this situation? So at the federal level, we have already been sounding the alarm about the campaign since August 2017. What we are doing right now is educating our members about how to manage the attic so that they put food security ahead of other aspects. Also, we are organizing ourselves to better access our own resources, and also by accompanying our technical partners to inputs to be able to attack the campaign. These are the strategies that we are rapidly developing internally to support the strategy that the government is going to develop, so that we can lessen the shock of this food insecurity that is on the horizon. Or better, that is already there. Thank you for your insight into the risk of famine in Burkina Faso. That was Mr. Issoufou Pogo, the Secretary General of the Farmers' Confederation of Faso.